Hey guys, I'm turning into Mama Snark. I'm watching General Hospital every day, but the minute it's over, I can't remember what happened. Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope. Hey, everybody, it's Friday, March 7th, 2025, and this is episode 24. A lot of 20s.
We've been doing this for 6 months now?
6 months.
Holy cow. I wish we'd get better at it.
and not only that, we've got another Snarkiversary coming up the end of this month. It will be 12 years.
12
long years.
Holy cow. We're about to enter puberty on the page, so everybody buckle up.
The terrible teenage years are coming in another year, so hang tight. Anyway, let's get right into it. Carly, I am constantly being surprised by Carly these last few weeks. I don't know if somebody whispered or yelled at Elizabeth Corte and said, fix this. But I'm actually liking Carly more and more. I think it was much better to have Lulu find out about Dante and come to her cousin and fill her in. I also like that Carly's like, oh, this is really hard to do, but Sonny said, don't say anything to Jason, so I'm keeping my mouth shut. What happened?
I agree. I 100% agree. That scene with Lulu and Carly, what it was to me, Lulu was Carly 15, 20 years ago. And Carly is the mature adult now. And that worked for me so beautifully. I only have one Carly complaint.
Okay.
Her conversation with Jack on the pier, out of character. There is no way she'd be playing these high school games with him. She'd be either like, let's get in the bed or get the hell out of town. That's who Carly is. And this business of, oh, you were flirting with that other woman. And that's so not what she would do. But other than that, I 100% agree with you.
Yes, Carly fans, tell us if we're not right. That would not be Carly. She would not be intimidated by that other woman. That was weird. And I don't know if that was like for a plot purpose thing but it was just weird. So what else about Lulu? What's jiving and what's not?
It works for me that she's the one that did the stupid thing of breaking in and having Maxie. I mean, that was wholly in character, I think.
I don't have time to explain. Can you just go away and forget you ever saw me? Don't be rude. We both know I can't and won't go away until you tell me what's going on. So
she's never been very good at capers, has she?
No.
I mean, Lulu, like I said, she's Carly 15 years ago. She's a stampeding bull who's, damn the torpedoes, full speed ahead, that kind of a thing. But I love that she found that in Martin's handwriting, and somehow she was able to parse the whole thing by reading the paper, going to Cody and pulling a fast one on him. It was fantastic. Very soapy and wonderful.
Although it would have been nice to have known that Cody did know what was going on prior.
Right. We could have had a conversation. We could have had a conversation with Cody in Brooklyn that showed us that he knew, but we never saw that. This was the first time we figured it out. So yeah,
here's the thing: we hardly ever see them alone together.
Right.
It's like they're in the same house, but they're in separate plots, but they don't overlap.
I think you just summed up the Quartermaines. They're in the same house and they all have separate plots. It's true.
And speaking of plots, what's going to happen to Lila and Edward's plots? My goodness.
Oh my gosh. Can I just say that whoever spun the wheel of plots, that was even on there alarms me. It's so stupid.
Well, so then technically Ava and Sonny did not hook up on Quartermaine property.
Ripped Baby was not on the Quartermaine estate. Whoa.
She was not on the Quartermaine estate. They're off the hook. Yeah.
Let's give our new viewers and our new Snarkies a little history on the Crip Baby thing. So one of the things that happened with the page when we started it 12 years ago is we started with our own vocabulary and our own names for people. And if you want to know how far that is degraded, go into the patrons group and see what they call all the characters, because half the time I have no idea who they're talking about, but they have names for everyone. But when Avery was conceived in the crypt with Ava and Sunny doing their dirty deed, we called her Crypt Baby for years. And then she grew up and people were like, you really probably shouldn't call her Crypt Baby anymore. But that's that context for those of the who may have missed it.
Yeah. We've been straightforward snarking lately. We haven't done all the code names and the other things, but
I still use your Drew Ooh, though. That's a great. I'm not ever going to let that one go.
Oh, well, there can't be a week that goes by that we cannot discuss him. I am like scared out of my mind now. I'm like, why did they make him a congressman? Now he can be the Carly and go into everybody's plots. And just interrupt them. It's like he's everywhere.
That is not a good realization. That makes me very upset. However, let's talk about everybody's abuzz with a potential murder mystery for Drew. Now, first of all, let me say this. I would be very suspicious that they were planning to kill off Cameron Matheson. I mean, he's a big name. He's a major actor. I really don't think we're going to get a murder mystery with Drew being the victim. So I'm sorry, but that would be fantastic to have see the dead body, not know who killed him, and then we go through all the various machinations. That would be great.
Well, let's look at our history with murder mysteries on General Hospital. They're non-existent. We've already forgotten about Kate's. It looks like we're quickly forgetting about Cyrus. And I love that Port Charles is the only town in America where somebody just is gone and everybody just assumes, oh, Jason murdered him.
They may have gone to the Bahamas, but we're going to imagine them dead.
Why doesn't anyone think, well, maybe Cyrus went to Jacksonville, Florida and had an affair with Carly and is going to be a new person? No, he's dead.
Sometimes the leaps that General Hospital makes the characters take for the purpose of plot is just, you just got to kind of go, yeah, this is a soap opera. This is what they do, because we all know it's unrealistic, right?
No common sense needed. And speaking of common sense, we've reintroduced the phrase QB1, because now that Kai is going to be volunteering, again, how does Drew get in on that plot? It's just like, stop putting him into things.
You know, I honestly, this morning when I was snarking, I'd completely forgotten that Kai and Trina were even in the episode, because they are utterly unimportant to me. And it's this, and now we have that weird kind of energy with Trina talking to Drew and like, oh, he's so great. And you're going to go see my mom? And Drew's like, I think I'll go see your mom. What is going on?
What happened to Trina? She was not giggly girl with Spencer.
No. In fact, I liked her. I loved her with Spencer.
Yeah.
One of the Snarkies this morning did a great plot whisper.
Ooh.
What if Jenz is holding Spencer?
Oh.
I mean,
why
not? Why not? And obviously Spencer will have had plastic surgery, because he'll come back as a completely different person if he comes back. Nobody jump on this. You guys, we are not spoiler people.
Yeah.
We don't look at them. We don't read them, because most of the time they are over the top ridiculous. I mean, we are still seeing spoilers saying that Sam isn't dead.
Oh, no. The latest one I saw was Sam and Luke are going to go to the nurses' ball.
Oh, the ghost nurses' ball?
I guess so. They're going to the nurses' ball on the Titanic. But speaking of Jenz Sinwell.
That's where I want to go. Yeah, that's where I want to go. Wow. I love that scene with him yesterday with Alexis. Natasha. That knife. I knew it was of significance, but I will confess, I did not know that it was the knife that Helena used to kill Alexis's mother. I missed that. I had to read the recaps because somebody's smarter than I am over there. I really hope Jenz is tied in with the Cassidines because that would be fun. The Cassidines are my absolute favorite weird family, and we need more of them, and we need them now.
Well, remember a couple of years ago when Helena died and she had that will that was sort of like, I don't know, a maze?
Hello, everybody.
There she is.
Now, if you're watching this, you know that all of Robin Scorpio's efforts were for naught.
That's when Alexis got the knife, right? Or
yeah, and didn't she,
somebody?
See, that's where I'm confused because Alexis had the knife, right?
Yeah, tie that into that because that was never resolved.
Yeah, we need never resolved. They have a file of dead plots that they could pull from. So, yeah, let's not talk about the unresolved because we'll be here all day.
Yeah.
Jenz is doing it for me. I mean, first of all, we have this incredible actor, Carlo Rota, and he's just nailing it. And his presence and his gravitas, that's why he works for me. And the fact that he's tied to Natalia, we think he's got something on Sunny. He did the whole nefarious things in Africa, and everybody in the whole town knows how wicked and awful he is, but nobody seems to care, except for the few people who do care. And I just want to say, that is such a reflection of where we are in the United States right now. I'm like, dude, I'm going to air all your dirty laundry. No,
yeah.
Nobody cares. Yeah.
I like the fact that he can go around town and say, well, nobody ever reported that crime. There's no record of a crime. If you don't report the crime? There's
no crime. We weren't criming if there's no report. Yeah. I love Jenz. I think he's going to be a great bad guy on every level because he's woven himself into the Quartermains with Sasha, right? He's got himself tied in with Jason. He's got himself tied in with Anna. Lucky and Liz, I mean, he's touching everybody right now, and I love that. That's probably another line I shouldn't say. He's touching.
Phrases you can't say. Think of it as in context. But ladies and gentlemen, that is how you introduce a character and get them in the canvas. And you notice they've gone very slow with doing that. Now, here's an example of bad version of introducing a character to the canvas and getting them involved with plots. Isaiah, we still don't know anything about him. Nothing's moving forward. I want to see some romance between Jordan and him, and there's nothing. He's reduced to, although it was adorable, having seen James. I could watch a whole episode of just James.
That kid is adorable. And as I said on the Snark today, if they have to give us a filler episode, because let's face it, that was wholly and completely filler, fill the filler episodes with children, especially James, because he is adorable.
Yeah. I'm trying to think who else is adorable. The kid. Well, you know who I think is adorable, although this may not be the right word, Rocco and Danny.
I agree. I 100% agree.
And I'm wondering if those were the scenes they were talking about in their podcast with Michael Fairman. Remember they said they had some...
yeah, that could be. They were great scenes. Those young men are fine actors, and I wish we got to see them more. And I hope that, like Robin and some of the other people we've seen grow up, I hope they keep these young men as they grow into their young adulthood, and we keep the actors.
Yeah. And I mean, they're old enough that, like, it's only going to be a couple years, and then they can throw them into love stories.
Oh, so, yeah, and they could already do that now. If they bring Charlotte back and throw them in with those guys,
Charlotte,
that could be a real hot mess.
Let's talk about Charlotte. Why is she needed? Why bring her back? There's no point to Charlotte other than Lulu needs something to do. It's just like Charlotte has outworn her welcome in my book. She's gone from
she's just the Lego piece that connects Valentine back in. That's all it is right now.
She is. She went from like this like evil little Helena child. Victor was trying to turn her evil. That was great. And then the next thing we knew, she was dating Jake Weber. And then she's gone. It's just like, stop with the Charlotte. I can't.
Or give her, or make her a plot point. Make her a true plot point and involve her in a story. Like, have Jenz kidnap her or have Valent, whatever, but do something instead of just this incessant Lulu obsession. Lulu. Oh, guys, you got the right actor for this. She's fantastic. She's perfect. Alexa is nailing it. But what the hecky darn are you doing to Lulu? She's a crackpot. She's a wacko. She's nuts. She needs her medication.
A lot of people have compared her to the original, which was Julie Berman. She's acting in character like the original.
100%. Yeah.
Then they sort of like decide they're going to write for Emmy Rylan, which was, goofy, campy Lulu. And it's like, no, stop.
Well, and they've added in a little, they've twisted the dial on pissiness and crankiness. And
I don't like that.
OG Lulu wasn't pissy. She was big. She had a big personality and she inserted herself into things, but she wasn't this person that they're doing now. And I don't like that. It's not fun for me to watch.
Right. And you can't have the excuse of like, oh, well, she was in a coma for 4 years. 4 years. Nina was in a coma for 20 years. So to her Nina acting like a child makes sense. Because she did not have an adult life until she woke up in her 40s. But Lulu being this out of it, no, it doesn't work. So who was your favorite character this week?
It's tempting to say James because he was absolutely adorable. But we know that. It's not. But I think my favorite character this week was Ava. Now, Ava all she did was play best friend roles, right?
Yeah.
Best friend to Portia, doing whatever her machinations. Of course, Ava to me can do anything. She could wander around with a martini and we could just have her thoughts going and I would be gripped because I find her utterly fascinating.
And surprisingly, she gives good advice, even though some of it may be illegal. Sometimes.
I love her with Rick.
A bit. Yeah.
I love her with Rick. I love them together. They're good. They're good. And this Rick coming in to help Portia and that whole thing, it's working for me. I'm sure if I go back and I watch this and I think back, I probably would have chosen someone else because frankly, David and I started this call by going, who's your character of the week? And we both went, so who knows?
Mine, I would have defaulted to James, but my favorite character, and this is more a combination of, like you have your love affair with Eden McCoy. Mm-hmm. I'm having my love affair with Sawandi Wilson because he's got chemistry with everyone. And again, this is partly the actor. He just has a way about him. I've not seen him on other things. I mean, he's done a lot of nighttime TV.
I've not seen him before.
That, but I mean, just judging him from this. And again, this was one of the things last week I recommended reading the Ryan's Hope book. And it's a good book because, when people complain about recasts, which Ryan's Hope had a lot of recasts in their early years, and unfortunately was recasts in the Ryan family. So it was very jarring. And they talk a lot about how certain actors just were able to slip into the role, no problem, and other actors struggled. And that's it. And he just came on screen and from like day one was like, oh, he's been there all along.
We need backstory. Thank you very much.
Oh, we need backstory for him. Yeah. So he's my character this week and pretty much every week.
He is tasty and delicious, as they say.
Yes, there you go. And for my soap recommendation this week, it's called the Internet Archive. It's government run, although who knows for how much longer. But what it is, it collects everything. It's sort of like a Museum of Television and Broadcasting. So like you can go on there and you can find old soap operas and you can find clips and you can find all these like little treasures. And there's a lot of stuff on General Hospital, a lot of great clips, a lot of great things. I found the clip of when Heather poisoned Diana Taylor's iced tea. PJ, who was Stephen Lars, came in and spun the little Lazy Susan and Heather got the LSD. I haven't seen that scene since it aired, and I found that on the Internet Archive. So just go in there and type in the search engine.
You'll give us a
General.
link so I can put it in the description.
Yes, it's a great resource. And I just found this out too. A friend of mine who's been reposting Edge of Night videos to YouTube puts a lot of the stuff on the Internet Archive because they don't censor. When you put something on YouTube and it's got music in the
copyright
program,
stuff, yeah,
they blank it out, and so then you can't even hear the dialogue. But if you go to the Internet Archive, those things aren't blanked out, which is great. So Internet Archive, look in the discussion for the link.
Great tip, David. It's time for text messages from Wicked Stepmother. She, like many of you, is really upset that Leslie Charlson has been gone for so long and Monica's still up in the attic. Leslie passed quite a while ago. When are the writers going to let Monica pass? It's very creepy. It reminds me of the Bates Motel in Psycho. Wow, that's quite a callback there, Nina.
That's a creepy image. As I got into arguments with people on is it still called soap Twitter, even though it's not Twitter anymore?
I don't know, but I don't go there. You're the only one who braves that place.
There's been a lot of like demand, and people don't understand. And this woman I was back and forth with certainly didn't understand. Though the show may be taped 6 to 8 weeks in advance, the stories are planned out 6 months to a year and must be network approved and Frank approved. I mean, I can't recall offhand how long it took from when Sonia Eddy died till they had the episode for Epiphany, and the same thing with Jackie Zeman.
I think Jackie's was longer than Sonia's. Yeah.
Well, because they were trying to really plan a little, which we liked. That was one of our best.
We did like it, even though it took place in a time machine.
Yeah, it was like three episodes. Everybody's zipping around the world. Yeah. But I think it took at least 6 months for Sonia Eddy, and like you said, I think it was longer for Jackie Zeman because they really wanted to craft a story.
And I'm sure they'll do that with Monica.
Yeah, Leslie Charlson, was right up there in terms of GH icon. So they're probably taking their time to really craft something that's going to make sense and be a wonderful tribute to the actress. It's just a shame that, yes, the last couple of years, we've not seen Monica a lot. So it just feels like this is being dragged out now because we all know she's passed away, but she's still alive on screen. So
so the point being is that when these scenes were written 6 months ago, Leslie was still alive. Yeah.
I mean, they're just getting around to actor Drake Hogestein's death on Days of Our Lives. He played John Black for many years. And an interesting thing, I don't think this has ever been done before, he had a hand in how his death story was going to play out because he knew he was dying in real life. So he gave Days permission to go ahead and plan his death, and he had a hand in it. And it just started this week. And I think he died early last year.
It was probably a year ago, actually. About a year ago.
Yeah. Same thing with Bill Hayes, who played Doug Williams. He died in January. His death didn't occur on screen till November. Now, Days is 7 months ahead in terms of taping, so that also led to that taking that long. But let the writers craft a good story, because it's like if Leslie's going to pass away, it's going to have a ripple effect.
They get one shot to do this right. Yeah. So let them do it right. Yeah.
And I want to see it done right because she deserves the same care and the same treatment that Jackie Zeman got.
I hope that they use some of their budget for some great flashbacks and pictures and talking about who she was, because she's been in the invisible matriarchal role for way too long. She hasn't had her hand in things. I mean, we've heard through the grapevine that she wanted Willow's kids to stay there and all this kind of stuff. But
that's it for us this week. And we're on the countdown. 3 more weeks till the anniversary, Snarkiversary.
We're going to do something fun. We don't know what it is yet, but it'll be super fun. So like, subscribe, follow the page, comment, ask us questions, do all the things. We love you guys.
Till next week.